Hey, welcome back guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to have a go at lowering the bike using the lower position of the lowering link, which should lower it approximately 20 mil. So for this job I recommend using a scissor lift. This is a nice wide one, fits well under the bike. We're going to need a 15 mil and an 18 mil ring spanner, and possibly we're going to need sockets to hold the other side of the bike. So the good thing about the scissor lift, you can actually control the height of the bike really good, so you can get it in the best position to get the bolts out. It does make it a bit easier with the new bash plate on, but I've used this scissor lift plenty of times with the standard bash plate and it did not crush it. Alright, bike is nice and steady. So down here you'll see another hole. So we're going to take that bolt and put it in that hole. This is very similar to a DR650. They also have this capability of lowering the bike too. So we've got an 18 mil here and a 15 mil there. Alright, we'll get them undone and we'll get them bolts out. Guys, you'll have to excuse the noise. It has been really windy like the last couple of weeks here in Victoria. We are into spring now and it's the windy season, so please excuse the squeaking of the shed. Alright, so in order to get the bolt out of the other side, it is a lot easier to remove the wishbone. Alright, oh they are really tight. They are pretty damn tight. Just use a bit of leverage. Alright, that one's cracked. Very tight nuts. Hopefully it won't turn on the other side, which it is. Alright, I'll get a socket on the other side because there's no room to do it over here. There's still a bit of weight on that bolt, so it's not turning too easy. Alright, that's the 18 mil off. Let's have a look at the 14 mil. Can't quite get into it. Alright, just have to jack the bike up a touch and I can get that ring spanner onto that nut. Right. That is the 15 mil off. So just looking from the other side, this is why I'm going to take this dog bone off, because that bolt is going to touch up there. Alright, I'm going to just adjust the scissor lift now until those bolts are free to come out. Yep. This is the good thing with a scissor jack. You can just wind it up that little bit at a time until that bolt comes loose. You can take the weight of the bike off that suspension there and then easy comes out. Alright, let's get this shocker one out and we'll swap it over to the end hole. I'll get the nuts started on there. I'll do it up a little bit. I think it'll be actually easier to do that up right now while I have the bones off. Oh, did you see that? So Be very careful not to pull the back of the bike down when doing that, because there is nothing holding the back of the bike up. It will come down on you. So probably best I put this back one on, and you'll see now that that will not line up. So I'm gonna just move the scissor jack probably down until that lines up. So I'm just gently winding that down. And then when that lines up, I can get the bolt in. Alright, maybe a little bit more. Look at that, easy. We'll get that nut on. The bike is now safe. That wheel won't, it should not flip back on you now. Alright, I'll get that done up and then we'll have a look at the height. Yeah, so one tip, once you get those bolts in, just lower the bike a little bit more and put a bit of weight on the back wheel, and then the bolt won't spin so much on you when you're doing it up. Okay, we'll get that off the jack now, and then we'll see how far I can touch the ground. I can see it's lower already. Yeah, this is definitely a lot lower. Well, that was definitely a lot lower. I can touch the ground now. From experience with other bikes, every time I've lowered a bike using the rear dog leg, I found it has always bottomed out. So yeah, I reckon I'm going to have to wind up the back preload a little bit, because I can really feel that's going to be a bit soft, too soft. That's what happens when you lower bikes, no matter what it is. I'm going to wind up the rear spring a little bit. And I've got to say, this is the first bike I've ever had that they supplied the tool with. And also, it's the first bike I've actually been able to get to that, you know, with the proper tool, instead of using a screwdriver and a hammer like I did on all my old bikes. Alright, I might put that back up on the jack again, just to take a bit of tension off the spring, and then I'll do that up. Alright, so first we need to unlock the top ring. Okay, they're both turning. They're both turning. I know this is bad, but I might just get a screwdriver and just tap that top ring a little bit loose. Oh, that didn't take much of a tap. No damage to the top ring. It is pretty much to the top. It was just that slight bit down. Alright, I'll get the tool in there, and yeah. Alright, I've got a bite on that. Just got to... Oh, that is so good, being able to use the tool. So I'm not sure how far to take this down at the moment, so, but I reckon it's going to need at least 15-20 mil. Well, we lowered it 20 mil. This probably will raise the bike up a touch, because it won't sag as much on the rear when you stand it up. Alright, I've come down a little bit. It's about 6 threads down. I'll have a seat on it, and we'll see what difference that made. Yeah, just a little bit higher. Not too bad actually. Feels a bit more solid. Alright, I'll just have to get it out and test it, see what she's like out on the track. Now, if you're not going to be doing jumps on the bike, it's not going to worry you so much, but yeah, I take it off-road and I do jumps, and I am going to be loading this up with camping gear, so I may need to do a few more adjustments yet. It's going to be up to you guys, whatever suits you. I am 81 kilos. With my riding gear on, that's another 9 kilos. Plus, you know, whatever I carry in my bag. So you'll just have to work it out yourselves for your weight, your needs. Alright guys, thank you for watching as usual, and I appreciate everybody's support and the great comments. So we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.